This is y'all's king, right? This man right here, y'all's hero. He's a true patriot of the United States. This man right here. Now, I've talked about Brett Favre and his welfare fraud case in Mississippi. I talked about it in a live here on TikTok, and I talked about it in a live over on Tabitha Speaks TV. But this is y'all's king. Men like Brett Favre have stereotyped and used black women as the face of welfare, even dubbed black women welfare queens. And yet Brett Favre, a multi-millionaire, hundreds of millions of dollars in assets.
Stephen A., how do you feel about the Brett Favre situation now?
It smells, and it looks very, very bad for Brett Favre. The fact of the matter is that you have a former governor, a now former governor, who was telling him that what we're doing here may be illegal. And according to the allegations, Favre pushed forward anyway. You're talking about in excess of $5 million. And I want to make sure I read this correctly. All right. Favre was also involved in diverting at least $5 million in welfare funds. Welfare funds. When you talk about serving disenfranchised, disadvantaged and disenfranchised communities, what the hell are you doing being involved in something that involves you diverting funds? Welfare funds. That is just awful. There is no way around this.
If these allegations are true, man, this is the perfect kind of example of don't meet your heroes. You know, I grew up, Brett Favre was one of my favorite quarterbacks ever as a kid. And if these allegations are true, man, this is the lowest of low. And it's one of those examples of, like, if no one checks your power, you feel like you're invincible in a way. If what is being said about him is true, you know, in the Bible, in Luke 12:3, it says, "What is said in darkness will always come out in light." And it just didn't seem, at least in these reports, that Brett Favre believed that. I mean, this is satanic type of behavior, if true. And when you go and steal, this is not a black and white issue, in my opinion, Stephen A. This is like a moral compass issue.
Yes, I agree.
And for him to, if true, be told this is wrong, not to like naturally know that this is wrong, but to be expressed to.
For years, men like Brett Favre, financial class-wise, shade-wise, have dubbed black women as the welfare queen. Their wives have dubbed black women as the welfare queen, not realizing that it's their own community that takes advantage of welfare the most. I, for one, and I may be the only one to think this way, but I want to thank Brett Favre. I want to thank Brett Favre for being secure in his white supremacy, his white privilege, and his white entitlement. He was secure in all three. So secure that he participated in stealing money from the poor to benefit him, a multi-millionaire. Let me repeat that. A multi-millionaire with hundreds of millions of dollars in assets. Thank you, Brett Favre, for showing the world that you are of low moral character and compass. Thank you, Brett Favre, because now, you all can no longer use black women as the welfare queen stereotype. This right here, this is your welfare queen. This right here. Argue with yourselves. I ain't interested.